He who builds his power without calculation loses it without remedy. Niccolò Machiavelli.
There are hidden codes of power you will never find in universities or in cheap moral books. Today, it will not be me who speaks to you. Today, you will hear directly the voice of Machiavelli. He will reveal laws that separate common men from those who impose respect simply by existing. Prepare yourself, because what follows is not designed for the weak. Listen and understand, if you have the courage.
Law 1. Inner sovereignty. Nietzsche wrote that every great man is a creator of values. I confirmed that true power never announces its presence. The man who allows an insult to break him is a slave to his executioner. When a stranger governs your mood, you have handed over your crown. A prince never yields the keys to his peace. Decide your own worth, not what others decide for you. Ask yourself, if no one ever knew of this, would it still matter? The answer will be your independence. The rest is an invisible prison. Law 2. Emotional self-sufficiency. Common men beg for approval like beggars for bread. The powerful never implore to be loved. They become impossible to ignore. I saw kings lose their crowns because they craved the validation of the people. Do not make the same mistake. Celebrate victories in silence. Endure criticism calmly. And remember, true freedom begins when neither applause nor mockery alters your course. Law 3. Unbreakable self-discipline. Talent without discipline is smoke in the wind. Epictetus, a slave-turned-philosopher, knew this. No man is free if he does not rule his impulses. Every untamed desire is an invisible chain. Every tolerated weakness is a crack through which ruin enters. Identify one habit that corrupts you and break it with daily ritual. 5 minutes are enough to begin. Discipline, like steel, is forged in the fire of repetition. He who does not govern his passions will be governed by them. Law 4. Magnetic presence. There are men who enter a room and the air becomes heavy. They do not need to shout. They do not need to beg. They are present, and that is enough. Do not seek to prove your worth. Inhabit it. Look into the eyes firmly, not in challenge, not in submission. Breathe slowly. Occupy space as if it belongs to you, because it does. Magnetic presence requires no ornaments. It is silence that dominates. Power that asks no permission. Law 5. Strategic silence. The weak drown in their own words. The wise command silence. Every unnecessary word reduces your power. Silence instead creates a void, and others rush to fill it. They reveal secrets, expose fears, betray themselves. Speak only when your words increase your value. Before speaking, ask, does this raise my power, or only reveal my weakness? Even a fool, when silent, appears wise. Law 6. Deliberate restraint. The people mistake force for outburst. I know real strength is measured in restraint. He who justifies too much betrays himself. He who explains excessively reveals need. Never try to win by force what can be gained with patience. Make your words rare weapons. When you decide, do so with coldness. And if questioned, answer with clarity, not justification. True power does not announce itself. It imposes itself in silence. Law 7. Selective attention. Common men waste their minds in distraction. The powerful direct their attention like a ray that burns what it touches. Your attention is your most valuable resource. Billions are spent daily to steal it. Audit your mind. Where do you invest your energy? Who steals your focus? Destroy mercilessly everything that weakens you. He who commands his attention commands the destiny of others. Law 8. Limited availability. He who is always available is soon despised. The abundance of a man makes him cheap. Scarcity makes him valuable. If you answer immediately, if you are always free, you become a servant. Learn to protect your time. Set boundaries. Say, I am not available now, but Thursday at 3 you will have all my attention. When others understand that your time is a privilege, they begin to treat you as one. Law 9. Strategic investment. Men fail not for lack of effort, but for scattering it like water in sand. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. Discover that 20%, and the rest is noise. In war, you do not win by striking all fronts, but by concentrating force at the enemy's weakest point. Do the same with your life. Invest your energy only where the impact is decisive. The rest is waste. Law 10. Invisible influence. Direct persuasion is clumsy. Real influence occurs in the shadows. The powerful man does not argue. He creates conditions. He inspires others to arrive at his conclusion while believing it is their own. Ask questions instead of giving orders. Create atmospheres instead of arguments. He who makes others execute his ideas believing they were theirs has reached the supreme form of power. Law 11. The strategic network. The destiny of a man can be read in the 5 people he spends the most time with. I saw it in my era. A prince surrounded by fools ends up being ruled by them. Your current associations either elevate you or sink you. Many remain slaves to friendships that keep them mediocre. Classify men: those who energize you and those who drain you, those who raise you and those who reduce you. Abandon without mercy those who weaken your power. Surround yourself with capable men, for their virtues seep into you, and become a connector. He who unites the valuable multiplies his influence. Law 12. Superior detachment. He who clings desperately to an outcome loses the power to reach it. I've seen princes ruin themselves for not knowing when to withdraw from a negotiation. A man of value enters with force and is willing to leave with the same force. Invest in the process, not in obsession over results. Withdraw when the terms do not favor you. Give generously, but never allow exploitation. He who clings too tightly becomes a slave to what he desires. Law 13. Dominant physical presence. Before you speak, your body has already declared your rank. A slouched posture, fearful eyes, and the world ignores you. Straight back, open chest, firm movements, and the world obeys without knowing why. Modern studies only confirmed what we knew in the courts. The way you occupy space dictates how others react. Practice in private the posture of the victor. Make it habit, for your body does not only reflect your inner state, it creates it. Law 14. Unshakable calm. In the midst of chaos, he who remains serene becomes king. When all lose their heads, your magnetic composure proclaims, I have already survived greater storms. Breathe slowly. Neutralize the anxiety of your body, and your mind will follow. Learn strategic stillness. Remain motionless while others panic. The man who commands calm under fire becomes the fixed point around which the world turns. Law 15. Deliberate movements. A wild animal reveals its inner state through the way it moves. So too does man. Quick, erratic, disordered movements betray anxiety and weakness. Slow, precise, controlled movements inspire respect. Reduce your speed. Make each gesture purposeful. Eliminate the unnecessary. A powerful man walks as if he already knows where he is going, because he does. Law 16. Independent thinking. Most men do not think. They only repeat the thoughts imposed by their time, their circle, their propaganda. They are fish swimming in water without knowing they are wet. Free yourself from that prison. At every idea, ask, is this true or just convenient to believe? Examine the opposite of every popular claim. Seek the thinkers who disturb, not those who lull to sleep. He who dares to think for himself, even if mistaken, is already freer than the herd. Law 17. Mental clarity. In war, the anxious soldier dies first. The general who decides with surgical calm survives and wins. If you live in the past, you drown in depression. If you live in the future, you are consumed by anxiety. Only in the present is there clarity. Practice the habit of centering yourself. Meditate, even 5 minutes. Before major decisions, wait. Let emotion dissolve, then decide. He who separates fact from emotion will never be manipulated by his own mind. Law 18. Anti-fragility. Weak men beg for comfortable lives. The powerful man strengthens himself in adversity. I saw some collapse before chaos, and others use it as a ladder. The anti-fragile not only resists the blow, he becomes stronger because of it. Train yourself with voluntary discomfort. Seek cold, fatigue, uncertainty in calculated doses. Always ask, how can I use this? Failure is not condemnation. It is raw material. Chaos is nourishment. The man who understands this can never be destroyed. Law 19. Weighty words. Words are currency. The more you print, the less they are worth. Every unnecessary phrase devalues your power. Silence instead compounds interest. Speak only the essential. Express in a few sentences what others would need pages to say. Before speaking, filter. Is it necessary, true, and useful? Your words must fall like blows of iron, not like sand carried by the wind. Law 20. Measured eloquence. The best ideas are lost when delivered without calibration. True eloquence is not to impress everyone, but to penetrate each according to his code. Some require cold logic, others fiery emotion, others the authority of deeds. Observe your interlocutor. Adjust your rhythm, your tone, your focus. Speak fast to the impatient, slow to the reflective. The man who masters this adaptation seems to wield a spell. It is not magic. It is strategy. Law 21. Eloquent silence. Many believe power is proven by speaking. They are wrong. Silence at the exact moment can bend more than 100 speeches. It creates tension, forces others to fill the void, and in doing so, they reveal more than they wish. Use the pause as a hidden blade, not because you lack words, but because you master waiting. The man who controls silence controls the rhythm of every interaction. Law 22. Superior detachment. He who obsesses over what he desires has already been defeated. Every attachment is a button others can press to manipulate you. Detachment is not coldness, it is power. It is to invest with all your being, and yet be able to let go when necessary. Love with open hands. Commit to your projects, but do not allow them to define you. When you can walk away without trembling, mysteriously the world begins to offer what you once chased in vain. Law 23. Inner stability. A calm sea makes no sailors. A man who needs perfect circumstances will never govern anything. The Stoics called it ataraxia, calm in the midst of the storm. True strength is not the absence of turbulence, but the ability to remain centered while everything collapses. He who masters this stability becomes a rock. The others, mere leaves in the wind. Law 24. Emotional self-reliance. He who needs to be loved at all costs is a slave to all. I saw princes lose their power by begging for approval. Emotional dependence destroys authority. Learn to affirm yourself. Recognize your achievements in silence before showing them. Endure solitude as training, not punishment. The man who does not need constant comfort becomes comfort for others. Law 25. Natural authority. Imposed power demands obedience. Authority inspires voluntary obedience. A title, a crown, may grant you power for a time, but only character sustains true respect. Natural authority is born from consistency between what you say and what you do, from living in such a way that your mere presence is an argument. A prince with authority does not need to shout. He enters, and all obey without being asked. Law 26. Upward influence. The mediocre fear the growth of their subordinates. The powerful foster it. A leader who crushes his men condemns himself to reign over ruins. A leader who elevates them becomes a giant surrounded by giants. Listen, connect, open paths for others. Not out of compassion, but out of strategy. Law 27. The silent legacy. Most seek to be remembered with statues and noise. The true leader is known by the void he leaves. When absent, his work still breathes. His decisions still influence. His footprints remain silent but indelible. Time devours vanity, but amplifies virtue. The silent legacy is not spectacle. It is impact that outlives your own life. Law 28. Expansive vision. The common man locks himself in small horizons, quick money, immediate pleasures, trivial victories. The powerful man thinks in centuries. Tesla dreamed of an electrified world when it was still impossible. So do visionaries. They see what others cannot imagine. Create your 100-year vision. Ask yourself what you would leave the world once you are gone. Men with small purposes collapse before small problems. Those who see far do not tremble at the immediate. Law 29. Decisional alignment. It is not great decisions that destroy a man, but the small, repeated betrayals against his purpose. Every day you choose, and every choice, however small, takes you closer or further from your destiny. Before spending your time, your energy, your resources, ask, does this serve my central purpose? If not, eliminate it. Greatness is not built by luck, but by thousands of decisions aligned in the same direction. Law 30. Total congruence. Incoherence is poison. Declare values you do not practice, and your power will collapse. Nothing kills respect faster than the contradiction between word and action. Congruence is a rare magnet. It attracts trust, inspires obedience, generates silent strength. Make an inventory of your values. Examine if your life truly reflects them. Destroy hypocrisy before it destroys you. A single instant of inconsistency can ruin years of reputation. Never forget that. Law 31. Iron integrity. The world is full of empty words. Every broken promise is a nail in the coffin of your reputation. It takes decades to build trust, and seconds to lose it. Make only promises you are willing to keep, even if they cost you. Say no when you doubt. Promise less than you can deliver, and surprise by exceeding the expectation. The man whose word never fails possesses an almost mythical power. Doors open at his presence alone. Law 32. Unbreakable word. Your word must be contract. Once spoken, it becomes law. Marcus Aurelius knew it. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. No test is harder than keeping a promise when it hurts, when it demands sacrifice. The man whose word is as solid as steel moves empires without papers. Law 33. Refined congruence. The incoherent man is weak. He proclaims virtues he does not live, and sooner or later he is exposed. True congruence is not appearance. It is thought, word, and action aligned with precision. Each betrayal of your principles erodes your strength. He who maintains inner harmony instead becomes a magnet of trust. Congruence is constant refinement, not a final achievement. Law 34. Silent mastery. The mediocre boast, the powerful perfect in silence. He who proclaims too much knowledge reveals ignorance. He who disciplines himself in private one day surprises with works no one imagined. Make yourself a perpetual student. Train 5 times more than you speak. Expose your work to harsh critics, not to weak flatterers. True mastery needs no announcement. Its results speak for it. Law 35. Discreet excellence. Mediocrity settles for enough. Excellence seeks standards that exceed what is required. The danger is not in aiming too high, but in aiming too low and achieving it. Make every work a silent testimony of your rigor. Improve details no one will see because you will see them. Discreet excellence does not seek applause. It builds prestige no one can take away. Law 36. Impeccable execution. The amateur waits for inspiration. The professional acts even when he feels nothing. Greatness is not measured by flashes of brilliance, but by relentless consistency. Make reliability your brand. Deliver always at the same level, even when tired, pressured, or unseen. Impeccable execution does not depend on circumstance. It depends on you. And he who masters this principle becomes indispensable. Law 37. Strategic composure. Men believe it is external circumstances that destroy them. They are wrong. It is their judgments that condemn them. Power lies in the choice of your response. He who stays calm in the storm becomes strategist, while others break. Train your mind to choose, not to react immediately, not to fall into the trap of emotion. He who masters his response dominates the invisible battlefield. Law 38. Superior tolerance for discomfort. The common man arranges his life to avoid discomfort. The powerful man seeks calculated discomfort because he knows that is where growth lives. The obstacle becomes the way, as Marcus Aurelius understood. Train daily with small doses of discomfort. Cold, discipline, sacrifice. Learn to distinguish the pain that strengthens from the pain that destroys. He who endures what others flee reaches territories forbidden to the weak. Law 39. Unbreakable composure. Chaos reveals the true leader. He who is ruled by anger, panic, or despair abdicates his power. Control your face, your voice, your posture. Even when your interior burns, your exterior must remain stone. Pause before responding. Breathe before reacting. The man who holds composure while others crumble becomes the only beacon in the dark, and inevitably, all follow him. Law 40. Response over reaction. Between stimulus and response there is the space. In that space lies your freedom. The common man reacts like an animal to every provocation. The extraordinary man chooses. Before offense, decide. Before crisis, decide. This pause of 3 breaths can save your kingdom. He who responds instead of reacting gains an almost unfair advantage over everyone else. Law 41. The impenetrable mask. The powerful man knows that revealing too much of his inner world weakens him. Learn to dress your face with calm even when your soul burns. The mask is not a lie. It is protection. He who never fully reveals what he feels becomes an invulnerable enigma. Law 42. The strategic pause. The difference between the wise and the foolish is decided in seconds of waiting. The wise delay their response, not out of fear, but out of calculation. That pause unsettles the other, puts him at a disadvantage. The pause is an invisible blade. It cuts deeper than haste. Law 43. Total responsibility. The weak man blames fate, society, enemies. Thus he surrenders his power. The strong man claims everything that happens. Not out of guilt, but because assuming responsibility is assuming power. Change your language. I can't, for I don't prioritize yet. I have to, for I choose. When you claim absolute responsibility over your life, every problem becomes opportunity. Victimhood is death. Total responsibility is power. Law 44. Rejection of comfort. Comfort is an invisible prison. It numbs you, softens you, weakens you until you can no longer fight. Growth only occurs when you abandon the comfortable and enter the hostile. Make discomfort a habit. Seek challenges, risk, face what you fear. If you doubt, do it. The man who trains in discomfort reaches a range the others will never know. Law 45. Criticism as fuel. The mediocre collapse before criticism. The powerful devour it. Every blow, every hostile word can become material for refinement. Thank even your detractors. They show you cracks you cannot see. Do not defend, do not justify. Ask, what percentage of truth is here? Extract iron from the mud. He who transforms criticism into energy turns poison into medicine. Law 46. Hidden depth. The man who exposes himself completely becomes predictable, boring, weak. Hidden depth is not falsehood, it is strategy. Reveal only in layers, according to the level of trust. Always preserve zones of mystery. Power diminishes with excessive familiarity. He who guards depth keeps all intrigued, captive, unsettled. Law 47. Reserve capacity. The man who always shows his maximum becomes predictable. The strategist keeps weapons others ignore. Operate at 80%. Preserve a hidden margin. And when the moment demands, unleash your full force. Thus you surprise, thus you break defenses, thus you leave a mark. Displayed power is respected. Hidden power is feared. Law 48. Consistent unpredictability. Predictability kills interest. Complete incoherence kills trust. The supreme art is this, to be absolutely reliable in character, but surprising in strategy. Break routines from time to time. Do the unexpected. Inject mystery into your actions. The man who is integral in essence and unpredictable in detail becomes a perpetual enigma, impossible to ignore.
You have heard the voice of Machiavelli reveal 48 laws of power and personal dominion. These laws are not theory, they are practice. They are not made for the weak, nor for those who crave validation, but for the man who seeks to rule himself first, and then the world. Now it is up to you. You can remain like the rest, or apply what has been spoken here and become a force impossible to ignore. Power does not announce itself. Power is embodied. The choice is yours.